Hi, my name is Marlene. I am new to makeup. I know I'm a makeup novice at the ripe age of 35 years old, and I'm just here sharing my experience as someone new to makeup, and I'm sharing with you just my perspective from someone that's never played with makeup before, really. And today I wanted to play with the brand Merit. I have a little bit of everything from the brand because this is one of the first brands that I picked up when I started wanting to get into makeup, but I wanted it to be minimal and not too noticeable so that I can dip my toes in there and not give people too much of a shock when I'm using it. So let's start by putting some stuff on my face because my face is very much in need of some color correction right now. I'm going to start with their Great Skin by Face Serum. It is a hyaluronic acid serum with niacinamide. It has caffeine-rich cocoa seed extract that's supposed to stimulate blood flow and have an immediate plumping effect. And it's also used as their base for the Minimalist, their foundation / concealer stick. I have the shade Dune that I'll be using today. So this is supposed to be like a good base or primer for it, but they recently came out with this Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. So I'm going to use on top. You're supposed to use 2 to 3 drops of the serum first and then use primer. So that's what I would go ahead and do. The one thing I like about Merit is that if you look at their website, they have a lot of older models for their makeup. And you can see all their wrinkles. I know it sounds like a bad thing, but it really isn't. All of us age and we show our life experience on our face, and I just appreciate how they make these models look very beautiful and elegant without the facade of, oh look, I have no wrinkles and I'm so plump and ageless. Like, they don't have that illusion at all. So it's very nice to see a makeup company that embraces people's natural beauties. Okay, so the Minimalist in the color Dune. And then this is supposed to be applied with their little brush here. I'm not too much of a fan of it. I tried using it before and I feel like if you have very textured skin, but that did blend nicely on my hand without any texture showing, but I feel like on my face I have a lot of pores and a lot of texture, and I don't like the tugginess of the brush. Even with the serum and the primer, it still tends to tug a lot on it, and I like to be nicer to my skin. So I'm just going to use my fingers because my fingers will warm up the formula. And this is going to be a bit of a light to sheer coverage. I just kind of want to balance out the redness and balance the unevenness of my skin tone because I do have a lot of pigmentation from old acne marks and from sun damage and aging. As you can see there, it's very easy to just press into the skin and allow it to sink in. If you do prefer using the brush, of course use the brush. And then of course we can always go back and add more in areas that we feel we need more. Like I have this little blemish here. I'm just going to add a little bit on there and pat it. Not completely covered, but like I said, I don't mind the appearance of showing what our faces and our bodies have been through. I'm okay with a little popping through, but I think that is a great improvement on how it looked initially. Yes, it's shiny, but we'll take care of that in a bit. I'm just going to go ahead and apply a little bit more on my forehead. As you can see, I do have a lot of discoloration there too. And I'm just going to tap it on so I don't take too much of the product away. Just a little bit more underneath my eyes to correct some of that darkness under there. It's not too bad, but just to brighten it up. And that is the Minimalist Complexion Stick. It's just very even, natural coverage. We're not trying to pretend that our skin is just a completely flawless base, but you know, it's just a good balance of our natural selves. They also have this bronzing stick that I have in the color Shine. It is I don't think it's completely necessary to have a bronzer or anything like that. I normally don't put it on. I will for the purposes of this video, just to show you the product. First, I did get caught up into the whole you need bronzer, highlighter, contour, all that. But I'll just show you what I do real quick to get more live looking face. But let me show you the highlighter right now. I have it in the color Kava. It's very beautiful. What I like about these formulas is that they're very hydrating, so it doesn't make my face feel tight or powdery or anything like that. But all I started doing when I first found this brand was I would do the base and then I would put on a blush. One of the things I like about Merit is that they'll release these little mini blush collections every now and then. They'll do them seasonally. I'm not sure which is from this year's, but I want to show you my favorite color of theirs. This is a full-size one that I have. It is in the color Stockholm, and it is this beautiful pink color. And what I know, some people just put this directly onto their face, but what I do to make it easier for application and also is I'll just run a little bit on my fingertips. Don't be afraid, that's not too much. It's very sheer. And then I will just pat it where I want it. I like to have it a little bit on the tops of my cheeks here to give me that more youthful appearance. And I'll put a little bit on the top of my nose. And I'll kind of bring that in a little, like that little sunburnt type look. That's just a little bit. I'm going to go in with just a little bit more where I feel like I might need it. And I feel like that's already brought a bit of life into my face. Now the next thing that I feel makes a big difference is a brow gel. This one is very easy to use, very not intimidating. I have it in the color dark brown. It is just a very easy product to use. I'll do it on one eyebrow and then I'll show you compared to the other. But for me, not knowing how to do eyebrows, it was intimidating to have a brow product because I didn't know how to shape or define my eyebrows. But I just run this through and I lift the eyebrow hairs in the front, towards the front of my eyebrow. I'll put them up and then I'll slowly start dragging them this way. And I feel like that instantly gives this side of my face more of a more awake look than this side of the face. And that's our eyebrows. Very simple to use, very easy. Like I said, it makes a big difference. Recently came out with this eyebrow pencil. It's called the Brow 1990. Made to use with their 1980 volumizing brow pomade. And this is just to fill in any gaps that you might need filling in. If you're like me, a 90s girl, and you abused your eyebrows, this is a good way to give your eyebrows a little bit of that volume. As you can see right here, I don't have too many eyebrows, so I want to try to fill that in. This eyebrow I'm not too worried about too much, but I'll probably go in and fill in what I need to. Like, as you can see, that it's very easy to use. Thinness of this pencil just makes it super manageable and not intimidating that you're going to draw in this really harsh eyebrow. And then on the other side of that pencil is this brush, so you can evenly distribute the product. I did have a little chunkies here, so I'm just going to go ahead and comb those through. And there we go, very manageable, very beginner friendly. I really appreciate the fact that they came out with the brow pencil because it does help add some more volume to the eyebrows. So now I have blush, eyebrows, or complexion. Then I just want to put on a quick lip, but then we'll get into how we can make this a more elevated look if we wanted to. I have a few other tinted lip oils. This one is in the color Falcon. It is this beautiful brown color. It looks intimidating, but I can assure you it is very wearable. This one is my favorite. As you can see there, it is a very wearable brown color. One of my other favorites is this one called Pink Beat. And we have Sangria. And then we have a Shade Slick Gelée in the color Jete. A lot of French names with these. This one is more of a typical clear lip gloss. One thing I will say with these, that it's not my favorite applicator. I feel like you really need to keep going in for more. And I don't like that. It's like so tiny. And it barely picks up any product. You have to keep going back in. And the formula wears okay, but it's not very long lasting or overly moisturizing. There are better ways to moisturize your lips. But if I wanted to do a very simple, make me look a little bit more alive look, this is what I would do. Let's go ahead and add the bronzer now, and I'll show you a more elevated look. So I'm just gonna put the bronzer where I've been seeing that it's supposed to go. Like I said, I feel like a lot of us are made to think that like certain steps are necessary in a makeup routine, but I feel like it's not all necessary to follow everything that everyone else does. It's okay to do what you are comfortable with and what you think is enough for yourself. If a step is too intimidating for you, like this one, like just putting all this dark tint on it and you're not sure if you're doing it right, it's okay to skip this step and just do what's comfortable for you. And then every now and then, if you want to play with a little more, it's okay to add in these extra steps and practice. Maybe on a day where you're not really going anywhere, and then just wear it throughout the house and see how it wears and see it in different lighting as you go out throughout the house and you see your face in different lighting and you're like, oh, I kind of don't really like how that looks. Or you notice that, oh, maybe the placement would be a little better if I placed it a little higher. It's just all about being patient with ourselves and seeing what works for us. And I think that is enough for me. Another cool thing about this is that you can even add it into the corners here of your eyes, and it'll instantly make it look like you have a little more depth and definition in your face. I feel like it just kind of gives a little bit more definition. But we will move on to the eyeshadow soon. And then now for the highlighter, just gonna apply it up here to the areas that naturally catch the light. It's from, like I said, from what I've learned in my short amount of time of playing with makeup. It's very sheer and like a very natural glow. I'm gonna put some on top of my eyebrows too. And I will take care of this glow when I'm closer to the end and I'm almost done. Now they do have some darker blush colors. This one's in the color Mood. I kind of wanted to try this one out just to, like I said, if I wanted to go for a more bold look. I am happy with the way that the Stockholm one looks like. It's like I said, it's very natural, very like sheer, very wearable. Like nobody's really going to question whether you're wearing anything. This one is a lot more expressive, and sometimes I like having that bold look. So I'm just going to lay that on top of the existing blush that I have. Put a little bit there. Then I'm just gonna work that in. That's what's nice about this brush though, is that you can use it for all the product applications. They do have a smaller brush too for the eyeshadows. I'll show you that one in a bit. Same, also not too intimidating. And I just noticed right now looking that I did apply it a little bit slightly lower, and rule of thumb from what I've learned from some YouTubers is that your blush placement shouldn't go lower than where your nose ends because it will drop down your cheeks. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this Minimalist complexion stick just to lift those up. I'm going to clean the brush off a little and then just blend that in. Gonna go back in with that bronzer and just bring a little bit more of that definition back to my cheekbone. That's what's so cool about this, is it's very malleable. Even after you've applied it, you can still kind of go back in and play with it a little, and it layers so well. I'm going very bold here. I want it to actually show. I'm very happy with that. So already looking much more alive and shining and full of life. And of course it's still very natural in me looking. Now let's play with some of the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows are not my super favorite because they don't really work on my skin. I do tend to get oily eyelids, and when I put them on it just creases, and then all the product bunches up here on my eyelid crease. So that's why I'm not too afraid of this. This is a cream to powder formula, so it will dry down eventually, but I feel like it doesn't really do that on my oily eyelids, so that's just a warning to you. I have a few colors here. Today I think I'm going to use Viper, which is this green color. Beautiful color. Very creamy formula. And I'm going to use the color Studio, which is this taupey color, and Nelson, which is this darker kind of gray black color. You could just use one color all over the lid and that would be fine. I'm just kind of playing a little extra here. And then this is the brush that they have for the eyeshadows. It is dual-ended with a bigger brush end and a smaller detailed brush end for eyeliner application. So I'm going to put on the color Studio, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner of my eye. It's very sheer. The other colors are a bit more bold, but I think this is a good, like, my eyes but natural kind of color if I was just doing this all over on one, and it would cancel out the redness and the veins on my eyelids if I was to just do this all over my lid. So you can see that took away a lot of the redness there. Then I'm going to go in with the green color out here on the outer part of my eyelid. I'm going to sheer it out. And I'm going to go a little darker on the bottom of eyelid. And there's that. Now I'm going to go in with the color Nelson. And then just do kind of a bit of an eyeliner. And I'm just ending it right there. I'm not following the eyelash line. I'm going like a little bit above so it can still kind of lift a little bit of my eye there. I'm going to bring a little bit inwards too, just to make my lashes look a little fuller, but not too thick. I'm just kind of keeping it really close to the lash line. And then that is my finished eye. Little note though, if you do have mobility issues, this is a little difficult to open and close. Have like a two-stage close, like there's a final click that it kind of goes through. So if you do struggle with that, keep that in mind with the eyeshadows. They did have a holiday set last year with this one called Glacé. It is a shimmer shadow, so I'm just gonna pop that on the middle portion of my top eyelid just to bring a little more shine to it. I enjoy these glitter shadows because I feel like they're a little bit more fail proof and they kind of hide patchiness or any mistakes you might do with your eyeshadow. So I'm just going to top this off in the middle here. Just adds that extra dimension. Of course, if you don't have access to that shimmer shadow or you just don't want to buy an extra shimmer shadow, this on the inner corner or in the middle will also add a little bit of shine. I'm just going to put this on the insides of my eyes here, just like I said, to brighten up the insides. Of course, you could put a little bit here too, just to bring a little bit more light onto the eyes. Now let's do some mascara. Their mascara is very light and not heavy on the eyelashes. I like the brush, it's very fluffy and easy on the eyelashes. So let's go ahead and apply that. All this feels like it's actually slightly nourishing to your skin and eyebrow and lash hair. At least that's kind of like how I feel like it. When I take it off, it doesn't feel like I was wearing all this heavy makeup. It comes off very easy and my skin isn't tight or cracked from wearing this throughout the day. My face still feels very healthy, so that's what I like about these products. Other than their ease of use, it feels like it's not too tough on the skin. Not clumpy at all. There's one eye with the mascara and the eye without. There's the mascara on both eyes. It's a very pretty mascara. Like, so it's not heavy on the eyes. Very comfortable. I don't even feel it. I'm not going to put it on my bottom lashes because that tends to fall throughout the day and it tends to smudge up and stay on my under eyes, and I'm not trying to mess with that right now. So I'm going to keep it like that. One more step to elevate this is to add a bold lipstick, and I love Merit's lipsticks. They have two formulas, a classic and a matte. The mattes are amazing. Let me just put on one of each, and then at the very end I'll do swatches for you of every color I have here, and I'll let you decide which ones you like best. So they have some very bold ones and some more friendly ones. This one is called Millennial, so I'm going to apply this one first and then I'll show you one of the darker ones. This is in the classic formula. It is just so creamy and hydrating and comfortable to use. Everything in the product line is very comfortable to use, but that is Millennial. Now let's do L'Avenue, which is just a darker, bolder color. I really love that color, and it's buildable. You can sheer it out more or make it bold, but you can see even a bold color like this is not very intimidating. It's still very sheer. I can still see a little bit of my lip through it. So it just doesn't feel too intimidating. Now for the matte formulas. This is my all-time favorite color of theirs. It is Classic in their matte formula. It's just very pretty and a very natural color. My favorite dark color of their matte formula is called Equestrian. Very beautiful. Now, the thing about these matte lipsticks is that they're not drying at all, and they're very, very comfortable. I know I've been saying that a lot, but all of these products are so comfortable to wear. This is like my lip, but like elevated. And I feel like the matteness of these makes it look like a very soft, puffy in a good way, like lip. Like I feel like it gives my lips a fullness. Like I said, for a matte formula, it's not drying at all. It's very comfortable. Now let's do the bolder color. There that is. It is just such an elegant color, I think. And the finish too is very elegant, very mysterious. I love it. And my favorite way to apply it is that just tapping on motion. It just goes on so easily by tapping. And it's more controllable and manageable. And then I do like to clean it up with a Q-tip if I do go over the lines. And if I do go a little over, I'll go back in and touch that up and then just pat around with my pinky finger to clean up the lines to get a more clean look. Now let me mattify this up a bit and then we'll come back and wrap up and I'll swatch some more colors for you. So how I like to mattify, I have this Refi powder. It's a water-based powder. It has a very strange feeling when you apply it to your face. It's like, it almost feels like you're putting on something wet and it's very cooling. And then I have these little tiny baby cushion sponges that I got off of Yes Style. But I'll just pat this inside, pick up a little bit of powder, and anywhere I find that I don't want shine, like my nose, that way it went away almost instantly. It'll just take that shine right away. Of course, on my chin, too much shine, much too much shine. And I will press some of that excess on the back of my hand so that I don't have buildup of powder where I don't want it. Of course, going to mattify my forehead because it's very excessively shiny. I'm going to do under my eyes too because I don't like those to be shiny under there either. That's what I like so much about the little sponge, is that I can get into areas that are a little bit tougher to get to, and also I have more control over where I want to mattify. I mostly just want to keep that shine where I want places to glow, like the tops of my cheeks here. And all done. Alright, let's swatch some of this stuff out for you that I do have. Starting with the signature lipsticks, the classic formula. This is L'Avenue, Aperitif, very bright red, beautiful. This is Cabo. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how beautiful these components are? Just everything has this air of sophistication and elegance, and it's like very effortless. Elegance and sophistication, which is what I really like about the products with the brand. This one is 1990. Beautiful brown color. Tiger. I did have some more muted regular wearable colors, but lately I've just been on a dark bold kind of kick, so that's why all these are very bold. And then this one's millennial. And some like I haven't even worn, like the aperitif and tiger and cabo. I'm still trying to find the bravery to wear makeup out and make it more normally, so still on my makeup journey here. This is the mattes. This one is in the color Maison. This one is Equestrian, the one I'm wearing right now. And then Classic, my favorite, hands down, everyday wearable lipstick. Let's switch out the glosses, or the, this one is the Shade Slick Gelée in the color Jeté. Very sheer, very pinky sheer. Then we have Pink Beat. Falcon. And Sangria. Alright, for blushes, I have Persimmon, Fox, Mood, which is what I have on my cheeks right now, Stockholm, my favorite everyday wearable blush, Bespoke. That was very pretty. Beverly Hills. And Raspberry Beret. Of course, they do have a lot more shades than this. This is just what I have. Then let's swatch out the eyeshadows. This one is Nelson, the one I'm wearing as my eyeliner. So I'm talking about this is very to get the click for it to close so it doesn't dry out. It's not the easiest. Then we have Studio and Glacé, which is the one that came in the holiday collection that is not available, I think, right now. And then Viper. Of course, we have all four of those on our eye right now. Now there's one more product that Merit came out with, and that is a fragrance. And first impressions from it, I instantly fell in love with it. It is such a very mature, sophisticated, well-collected fragrance. You know, that sounds very like, what the heck are you talking about? But it comes in this beautiful box. And then it's displayed like this. It's so beautiful. The bottle too is so pretty. Then it twists off for those of you who might, like I said, have the mobility issues where it might be like, how do you take this off? Twist it a little and then pop it off. just right now without even spraying it on, it just smells so, I guess musky would be the most notable scent. But it's one of those scents that will melt into your body, and it smells like you, but more elevated. I'm gonna spray it on. And there is notes of pear that I initially pick up. Very much pear. You can very much smell the pear. I'll read to you what else this fragrance is supposed to smell like. But for me, it mostly smells like pear and musk. The pear it's such a warm, comforting fragrance. The fragrance is called Retrospect. It's called L'extrait de Parfum. So I think an extrait is more of a very concentrated fragrance. So you don't need too much, you only need a small amount. But the description of it on their website is that it is a rich, nuanced scent that evolves throughout the day. Soft, clean notes open, followed by a subtle floral center before settling into a base of musk, vanilla, and moss for a warm second skin finish. Top notes are bergamot, pear, amberette, and aldehydes. The heart is jasmine, rose, rosemary, violet, and orris, and the bottom is vanilla, musk, and moss. For me, I mostly smell the pear and the musk, but it does have this very warm, comforting scent to it, but also this vibrance that very much feels like it is my personality of a brightness, but also very down to earth and earthy. So I am in love with the fragrance. So that is my overall mini use and trial of the Merit products. Like I said, I very much like the ease of use and the comfort of the products. It feels very much second skin, very comfortable. These two are very hydrating and they do make a very good base. Even when you're not wearing makeup, they do have a very hydrating, moisturizing, protective feel to the skin. The Minimalist, not my favorite Complexion product, but it is very easy to use and it does melt into the skin very easily. And an application, like I said, just even if you put it on with your fingers and you just use the warmth of your fingers to press it in, it's very, very easy to use. And as for the bronzer and highlighter, I can give or take, but if I was to use a bronzer, I would be happy to use this one because it blends in so easily into the skin. It's not intimidating, it doesn't pack on too heavy, it diffuses very easily. So if you put on and you think it's too much, it kind of like warms in and it's not like you're wearing this hard streak of product. So if I did have to use a bronzer, this would be it. The blushes, like I said, I love that you can just pop a little bit of color onto your face and it melts in, and again, it melts in so easily into the skin and it's not intimidating and it brings a lot of vibrancy and life into your skin. Very simple to use. Eyeshadows, like I said, this looks okay right now, but I know it's going to start creasing on me. So I'd rather just not deal with the hassle of having to re-tap the product in and even it out, which I do like that I can re-tap the product on and spread it out, but it's just not a hassle I'm willing to deal with. The mascara is so beautiful. It's just like your lashes, but a little more done up. Very light on the lashes, not uncomfortable or heavy to wear, so I love that. The 1980 brow pomade, it's one of my needs from this brand because it's so easy to apply, and having fuller eyebrows always gives me that more awake, put together look. So if I had to have two products from this line, it would be for sure be the brow and the blush. Need those to look like a put together human sometimes. The lip oils and the gilets, I am not too much a fan of the applicator. Like I said, it is so tiny and I have to keep digging in for more product, and I don't like that. I would rather have a bigger doe foot applicator that applies more product rather than having to keep going in. I love, love, love the lipsticks. Formula is very comfortable, very easy to sheer out, and very not intimidating. The colors are bold, but you can lighten them up so it's not too in your face. The classics are amazing. This matte formula is so beautiful because it's like kind of blurring and it makes my lips look fuller, and it's just so comfortable to wear, and the colors are beautiful, so I love the lipsticks. For sure my top 3 favorite products of the brand: the eyebrow pomade, the blush, and the matte lipsticks. The fragrance is pricey, but it is so beautiful to wear, and it makes me feel a centered calmness when I put it on and I smell it throughout the day. It just kind of brings me back to that centered, calm feeling that I need to feel when things are getting a little overwhelming. So that was my review on Merit. Thank you for sticking around as long as you did. If you did, I hope you join me for more videos in the future. And like I said, I come from the perspective of someone that hasn't worn makeup until recently, so I will give you my honest opinion and my perspective on how easy and usable the products are for somebody that maybe isn't a daily makeup wearer or just somebody starting to dip their toes into makeup. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. It would allow me to be able to do more videos like this. They bring me a lot of joy and it's very fun, and I like expressing my creativity, and I would like to spend more time doing these videos. I would also appreciate a like if you enjoyed this or found any entertainment or learned anything from it. I hope you take care and you have a beautiful week. Hope to see you again. Bye.